everyone, it's Holmes from Home Storybooks, and today I have a 5-star predictions video. The premise of this video is to guess which book you'll rate 5 stars. This idea was started by Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings, and I'll leave a link to her channel down below. I always find these videos really interesting, especially after they've been revisited, and I'm excited and nervous to share mine with you. The first book I have is Night Sky with Exit Wounds by Vuong. I heard about this on Weena Wonder's channel and she totally adores this book. I'm pretty sure she gave it 5 stars. She raved about it. She said she loved how Vuong plays with language. Vuong is dyslexic, so he looks at language in almost a completely different way and loves that laughter is one letter away from slaughter. I feel like I'm going to love this. I'm probably going to read it all in one sitting. Also, looking at the Goodreads recommendations, it recommended me Danai Smith, and I loved his collection Don't Call Us Dead, so that's yet another recommendation for me. The next book I have on my pile is one of my most anticipated reads for 2018, and it is Jonny Appleseed by Joshua Whitehead. Whitehead is OBrien from Peguas First Nation, and he identifies as queer. Jonny Appleseed is about a First Nations cyber sex worker who goes back to his reservation after a family tragedy. It's glittery, it's hot, it's healing, it's all the things I want in a novel and more. I've included this book in a couple of videos, but one of them was about the publisher, Arsenal Pulp Press, which I'll link down below. I've read some of Joshua Whitehead before. I read his collection Full Metal Indigiqueer, published by Talon Books, which is a queer poetry collection that focuses on the idea of the self and what I actually means. His poetry breaks all the rules. The formatting of the book is so unique. Words dance across the page, going up and down, curling left and right. It took some getting used to, but after a while I loved it. It's sci-fi meets traditional oral storytelling, and it was just such an experience to read it. I rated it 4 stars, and I'm so excited to read his work again. House of Impossible Beauties by Cassara is about Latin American drag queens in 1980s Harlem, New York. The drag room ball scene is a huge and historic part of the city. It's been going on since about the 1800s, but reached its peak popularity in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s. This story is about Angel, or Angel, a Latina drag queen, and all her loves, trials, and tribulations in starting a Latin house for the Latin drag queen community. When I first borrowed this out from the library, this stared at me from my to-read pile, and I just kept saying to myself, I'm going to love it, I'm gonna love it, I'm gonna love it. And then I didn't read it because I was so scared I wouldn't like it. 3 days before the due date, I read like 30 pages and fell in love with Angel's voice. The mix of English, Spanish, and Spanglish was spot on for me. I studied Spanish for 3 years in university, and when I read this book, I can hear her accent. It's so powerful. The last book on this little pile is The Chorus of Mushrooms by Hiromi Goto. I can't tell you how many times this book has been recommended to me. Everyone who's read it, Val from Val Reads, Colleen from Little Ghost Creations who lent me this copy, have all loved it and rated it 5 stars. This is a story about a Japanese-Canadian family, specifically the women in this Japanese-Canadian family and how their lives are changed, their histories are altered. It has incorporated lots of legends and folklore, and the women are supposed to be superbly well written in this book. I need to read this so I can give it back to Colleen, and I hope it's a 5-star read. That's it, that's all for this video. It was really hard to think of some possible 5-star reads initially. I really struggled because part of the reason a book is a 5-star read for me is because it surprised me by being so good. Let's hope the odds are in my favor. Looking back over these books, I can see there are a few loose similarities. 3 out of 4 books have queer themes or are written by LGBTIQA people, and there are lots of dual identities here too. Interesting. I'll do an update once I've read all these books. Bye everyone.